Now that we've set the stage, let's move from the big picture to the details. We've talked about how muscle loss, or sarcopenia, is one of the most pressing health challenges after 60, and how nutrition plays a key role in slowing it down. But here's the surprising part. Even something as small as the type of nuts you snack on can either help you keep your strength or quietly drain it away. That's why this conversation matters so much. Think about it, nuts are everywhere. They're in snack packs, baked goods, salads, even blended into creamy butters and spreads. Most of us grab them without a second thought, assuming we're doing something healthy for our bodies. And for younger people, that might be mostly true. But after 60, when every gram of protein and every mineral counts toward keeping your muscles strong, the difference between one nut and another becomes much more important. Some nuts are nutrient-rich allies that can actively rebuild muscle, reduce inflammation, and give you steady energy. Others, however, are calorie-dense fillers that may increase inflammation, block nutrient absorption, or simply fail to deliver the muscle-supporting benefits your body needs. So, in this next section, we're going to look at both sides of the coin. First, the 5 nuts you'll want to limit or avoid, and then the 5 that deserve a permanent spot in your kitchen. Let's start with the ones that may not be doing you any favors. Nutter, cashews. At first glance, cashews seem like a healthy dream food. They're smooth, buttery, and slightly sweet, making them one of the most popular nuts for snacking and cooking. You'll find them in trail mixes, roasted with a sprinkle of salt, or even blended into sauces and dairy-free cheese alternatives. They're affordable compared to some other nuts, and they show up everywhere from grocery shelves to restaurants to snack packs for kids. It's no wonder so many people assume cashews are one of the best options for daily health. But here's the reality. Cashews are not the muscle-friendly food they may appear to be, especially for seniors over 60 who are trying to preserve or rebuild strength. While they do contain some beneficial nutrients like magnesium and healthy fats, they also come with drawbacks that make them less than ideal if your goal is to stay strong, mobile, and energetic. Why cashews aren't great for muscle health. The first issue with cashews is their calorie-to-protein ratio. A small handful of cashews, about 18 kernels, contains roughly 155 calories but only about 5 grams of protein. Compare that to almonds or pistachios, which provide more protein per calorie, and you can see the imbalance. This means it's very easy to overeat cashews, adding hundreds of calories to your day without actually giving your muscles the protein they need to repair and grow. For older adults, who may already struggle with maintaining a healthy weight, that imbalance can quietly lead to fat gain without the muscle benefit. Another concern is oxalate's natural compounds in cashews that can interfere with calcium absorption. Calcium is not just important for strong bones, it also plays a critical role in muscle contraction. Without adequate calcium absorption, your muscles may feel weaker or tire more easily. For seniors who already face age-related changes in calcium metabolism, this can compound the challenge. On top of that, most cashews sold in stores are roasted with added oil and salt. Too much sodium is linked to high blood pressure, which many seniors already need to manage carefully. And when extra oil is added, it bumps up the calorie count even more without offering additional muscle-friendly nutrients. A note on safety. One important but lesser-known fact is that raw cashews actually contain a natural toxin called urushiol, the same compound found in poison ivy. Don't worry. The cashews you buy at the store have been steamed to remove this toxin, so they're safe to eat. Still, it's a reminder that cashews aren't quite as natural a food as they may appear, and their processing strips away some of their potential benefits. The bottom line on cashews. Does this mean you should never touch cashews again? Not necessarily. If you truly enjoy their taste, there's no harm in including them once in a while. But the key is moderation and awareness. Think of cashews as an occasional treat rather than a daily snack. If you're craving that creamy crunch, keep your portions small, around 6 to 8 cashews at a time, and avoid heavily salted or flavored varieties. Better alternative. If you like the smoothness of cashews but want something more muscle-friendly, try pistachios or almonds instead. They provide more protein, more fiber, and more overall benefit for your strength and energy levels. In short, cashews might satisfy your taste buds, but they won't do much to satisfy your muscles. And after 60, your muscles deserve all the help they can get. 2. Peanuts. Peanuts are by far the most widely consumed nut in the world. From peanut butter sandwiches to roasted snacks at ball games, they've earned a place in nearly every household. They're cheap, easy to find, and versatile. You can sprinkle them on salads, stir them into sauces, or simply grab a handful on the go. For many families, peanuts are the default nut because they fit every budget and every pantry. But here's the surprising truth. Peanuts aren't actually nuts at all. They're legumes, part of the same family as beans and lentils. While they do provide some protein and healthy fats, they also come with several drawbacks that make them less than ideal for older adults, especially those trying to maintain or rebuild muscle after 60. Why peanuts aren't muscle-friendly. On the surface, peanuts seem appealing because they do contain protein about 7 grams per ounce. But not all protein is created equal. Peanuts are low in certain essential amino acids, especially methionine, which is important for muscle repair and growth. That means the protein you're getting from peanuts isn't as complete or effective as the protein you'd get from almonds, pistachios, or animal-based foods. Another major concern is their fat profile. Peanuts are very high in omega-6 fatty acids. While our bodies do need omega-6, most modern diets already provide far too much of it compared to omega-3. This imbalance promotes inflammation, which can make joint pain worse, slow down muscle recovery, and even increase the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and arthritis. For seniors already dealing with inflammation-related issues, eating peanuts regularly can add fuel to the fire. And then there's the issue of aflatoxins. Peanuts are especially prone to contamination by this mold toxin during storage. While food safety regulations limit the levels, aflatoxins still pose a risk, particularly for older adults whose livers may not detoxify as efficiently as they once did. Over time, even small amounts of aflatoxin can add stress to your system, making peanuts a less than ideal staple. Peanut products. More harm than help. Many of the ways we consume peanuts make them even less healthy. Peanut butter, for example, often contains added sugars, hydrogenated oils, and extra salt. These additions pile on empty calories and unhealthy fats, while reducing the nutritional value. Even reduced-fat peanut butter isn't a good option, since manufacturers typically add more sugar to make up for the lost flavor. Roasted and salted peanuts pose another problem. They're easy to overeat handful after handful because they taste addictive when salted and flavored. This leads to excess calories without delivering the full range of nutrients your muscles need. Caution for seniors. For older adults, especially those with digestive sensitivities, peanuts can also be a trigger for discomfort. They're a common allergen, and even in non-allergic people, they sometimes cause bloating, gas, or indigestion. That can reduce your ability to enjoy meals and absorb nutrients properly, which is critical after 60. The bottom line on peanuts. So, should you eliminate peanuts completely? Not necessarily, but they should not be your go-to nut. If you enjoy peanut butter on toast, choose a natural version made only with peanuts, and maybe a pinch of salt. And limit yourself to about 2 tablespoons per serving. If you snack on roasted peanuts, keep portions small, no more than a small handful, and avoid flavored varieties that add sugar or unhealthy oils. Better alternative. If you love the taste and convenience of peanuts, consider switching to pistachios or almonds. They provide more protein, a healthier fat balance, and none of the aflatoxin risks that come with peanuts. In short, peanuts may be the most popular nut on the planet, but they're far from the best choice if you're over 60 and want to keep your muscles strong. Think of them as a backup snack, not the star player in your diet. Your muscles and your joints will thank you for making smarter swaps. Nut 3. Macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are often seen as a gourmet treat. Their smooth, buttery taste and satisfying crunch make them a favorite in cookies, chocolate bars, and high-end snack mixes. They're native to Australia, but are now grown in Hawaii, which adds to their exotic appeal. Because they're more expensive than other nuts, many people assume they must be especially healthy. But for seniors over 60 who are focused on muscle health, macadamia nuts aren't the best choice. Why? The main reason is their nutritional profile. Macadamia nuts are incredibly high in fat, around 21 grams per ounce, but very low in protein, offering only 2 grams per ounce. This means they provide almost no support for muscle building or repair. Instead, they load the body with calories, which can easily lead to weight gain if eaten regularly. For older adults with slower metabolisms, those extra calories add up quickly, often without providing much in return. Another issue is that macadamias are often roasted in oil and salted. The added fat increases calories even further, while the sodium can contribute to high blood pressure, already a concern for many seniors. Caution for seniors. Because macadamias are calorie-dense and low in protein, they can quietly crowd out better options. If you're filling up on macadamias, you're missing out on nuts like almonds or pistachios that actually help preserve muscle. Over time, this can contribute to a loss of strength and independence. The bottom line on macadamias. While macadamias aren't harmful in small amounts, they're not a smart staple food for muscle health. If you enjoy them, save them for rare treats and stick to just 4 or 5 nuts at a time. Better alternative. If you like a rich, buttery flavor, try hazelnuts. They provide more protein, fiber, and important nutrients that support both muscle and heart health. Nut. Pine nuts. Pine nuts are most famous as the key ingredient in pesto, that fragrant green sauce loved in Italian cooking. They're also sprinkled on salads, baked into bread, or blended into sauces. Their delicate taste and high cost give them a reputation as a specialty nut. Nutritionally, pine nuts are a mixed bag. On the positive side, they contain some healthy monounsaturated fats and small amounts of minerals like magnesium. But when it comes to supporting muscle health, they fall short. Why pine nuts don't support muscle health? The biggest issue with pine nuts is that they are very high in calories and fat, but relatively low in protein, only about 4 grams per ounce. That means, just like macadamias, they don't give your muscles the building blocks they need. Seniors need efficient sources of protein, not calorie-dense snacks with limited payoff. Another unique issue is something called pine mouth. Some people develop a strange metallic taste in their mouth after eating pine nuts, which can last for days. While not dangerous, it can be unpleasant and may discourage you from eating other healthy foods. Caution for seniors. Because pine nuts are expensive, many people think of them as a luxury health food. But if you're over 60 and your main goal is to protect muscle, they're not worth the calories. They also tend to be used in recipes that already include lots of oil and cheese, which can make them even less muscle-friendly. The bottom line on pine nuts. Pine nuts can add flavor to dishes, but they shouldn't be relied on as a regular snack. If you use them in cooking, keep portions small and balance them with protein-rich foods like grilled chicken, beans, or a healthier nut. Better alternative. Walnuts make a great substitute in recipes. They provide more protein, more omega-3 fatty acids, and a much better payoff for your muscles. -2. Pecans. Pecans are a classic American nut, often associated with holiday pies, candied treats, and sweet baked goods. They're grown primarily in the southern United States and are beloved for their rich, buttery flavor. Pecans are also often marketed as heart-healthy because they contain monounsaturated fats. But when it comes to muscle support for seniors, pecans are one of the weakest choices. Why pecans fall short? An ounce of pecans contains about 200 calories, but only 3 grams of protein. That's an extremely poor protein-to-calorie ratio, making pecans one of the least efficient nuts for building or maintaining muscle. Instead of fueling your strength, they mostly provide fat and energy that can easily tip into excess calories. Another problem is how pecans are commonly eaten. Think pecan pie, candied pecans, or sugar-coated snack mixes. These forms add even more sugar and calories, creating a perfect storm for weight gain and blood sugar spikes, two issues that make it harder to stay strong and energetic after 60. Caution for seniors. Because pecans are so calorie-dense and low in protein, eating them regularly can work against your muscle goals. Seniors who already struggle with slowing metabolisms will find that pecans add calories without much nutritional benefit. The bottom line on pecans. Pecans aren't bad, but they're not useful for the purpose of muscle health. Enjoy them on special occasions, but don't make them a daily habit. Better alternative. Walnuts again shine here. They have a similar rich taste but provide far more omega-3 and protein, making them a muscle-friendly option. Nut 1. Almonds. Almonds are often called the king of nuts, and for good reason. They're one of the most widely available, affordable, and versatile nuts on the market. You'll find them raw, roasted, sliced into cereals, blended into almond butter, or even as almond flour for baking. That popularity isn't just hype. Almonds truly are one of the best choices for seniors who want to protect their muscles and overall health. Why almonds support muscle health? 1 ounce of almonds, about 23 nuts, provides 6 grams of protein, making them one of the highest protein nuts available. That protein is rich in essential amino acids, the building blocks your muscles need to repair and grow. For someone over 60, whose body naturally loses muscle mass with age, adding high-quality protein sources like almonds is essential. Almonds are also packed with magnesium, which plays a critical role in muscle contraction and relaxation. Many seniors are deficient in magnesium without even knowing it, which can lead to cramps, fatigue, and slower recovery after activity. Eating almonds regularly helps close that gap naturally. In addition, almonds are loaded with vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that reduces oxidative stress. Why does that matter for muscles? Because oxidative stress contributes to inflammation and muscle breakdown. By lowering it, almonds help protect muscle tissue and support recovery. Extra benefits for seniors. Beyond muscles, almonds are great for heart health and blood sugar balance. Their healthy fats, mainly monounsaturated fats, help lower bad cholesterol while supporting brain health. The fiber in almonds also slows down digestion, helping prevent blood sugar spikes after meals, which is particularly important for seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes. Caution for seniors. The main thing to watch out for with almonds is portion size. Because they're so easy to snack on, it's possible to overeat them and rack up calories quickly. Stick to about 1 ounce, a small handful, or 23 nuts, per serving. Also, choose unsalted, unflavored almonds whenever possible. Many flavored versions, like honey roasted or chocolate covered, undo their benefits by adding sugar and unhealthy fats. The bottom line on almonds. If you're looking for one nut to make a daily habit, almonds should be near the top of your list. They provide protein, muscle-friendly minerals, heart protection, and blood sugar support all in one simple, tasty package. Best way to enjoy almonds. Eat a handful as an afternoon snack. Sprinkle sliced almonds on salads, or use almond butter, with no added sugar, as a spread on whole grain toast. Nut 2. Walnuts. Walnuts are one of the most unique and powerful nuts you can eat. With their wrinkled, brain-like appearance, they've long been considered a food for brain health. But what many people don't realize is that walnuts are also incredibly supportive of muscle health, making them a must-have for seniors who want to stay strong and sharp. Why walnuts support muscle health. Walnuts are rich in protein, offering about 4 grams per ounce. While that may not sound like much compared to almonds, their real strength lies in their fat profile. Walnuts are the only nut that provides a significant amount of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. Omega-3 are essential for reducing inflammation in the body. For seniors, that's a game changer. Lower inflammation means faster muscle recovery, less joint pain, and more energy to stay active. In fact, studies have shown that omega-3 second can improve muscle protein synthesis, the process by which your body repairs and builds muscle tissue. Walnuts are also a good source of antioxidants like polyphenols, which combat oxidative stress. Remember, oxidative stress is one of the hidden drivers of muscle decline with age. By reducing it, walnuts protect muscle tissue and support long-term strength. Extra benefits for seniors. Walnuts are often studied for their brain benefits, and with good reason. Regular walnut consumption has been linked to better memory and cognitive function, which is especially important for older adults. That means walnuts don't just help you stay strong physically, they also help keep your mind sharp. They also support heart health by improving cholesterol levels and reducing blood pressure, two key risk factors for seniors. A strong heart and healthy circulation mean more oxygen and nutrients delivered to your muscles when you need them most. Caution for seniors. The only caution with walnuts is, again, portion size. They're calorie-dense, with about 185 calories per ounce. Stick to a small handful, about 14 halves per serving. Also, avoid candied walnuts, which are often coated in sugar or syrup. Those versions cancel out many of the health benefits. The bottom line on walnuts. Walnuts are a true superfood for seniors. They provide protein, muscle-protecting omega-3 second, antioxidants, and added benefits for both brain and heart health. They're one of the smartest additions you can make to your diet if you're serious about preserving muscle and vitality after 60. Best way to enjoy walnuts. Add a handful to your morning oatmeal. Toss them into a salad or snack on them with a piece of fruit for a muscle-friendly, brain-boosting combo. Nut 3. Pistachios. If almonds are the king of nuts, pistachios might be the most fun to eat. There's something satisfying about cracking open that little shell to reveal the green treasure inside. But pistachios aren't just fun. They're one of the most nutrient-dense nuts available, and they have a unique profile that makes them especially valuable for seniors focused on muscle health. Why pistachios support muscle health? Pistachios pack a punch when it comes to protein. 1 ounce, about 49 kernels, provides 6 grams of protein similar to almonds. But what makes pistachios stand out is that they contain a complete profile of essential amino acids, more like what you'd find in animal proteins. That's rare for plant-based foods, and it makes pistachios a particularly powerful option for supporting muscle rebuilding. Another key nutrient in pistachios is potassium. This mineral plays a vital role in muscle contractions, nerve function, and overall energy. In fact, pistachios have more potassium per ounce than a banana. For seniors, potassium also helps keep blood pressure in check, which is critical for heart and circulatory health, two systems that work closely with your muscles. Pistachios are also rich in antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which support eye health. While that may not seem directly tied to muscles, think about it. The stronger your vision, the easier it is to stay active, avoid falls, and maintain an independent lifestyle. Extra benefits for seniors. Beyond muscles, pistachios shine for blood sugar control. They have a low glycemic index, meaning they don't cause sharp spikes in blood sugar levels. Combined with their protein, fiber, and healthy fat content, pistachios can help stabilize energy throughout the day. A big win for seniors who want to avoid the afternoon slump. Caution for seniors. Pistachios are often sold salted or flavored. While they're delicious that way, too much sodium can raise blood pressure and counteract many of their benefits. If you're managing high blood pressure, opt for unsalted pistachios. And like with all nuts, keep an eye on portion size. 1 small handful is usually enough. The bottom line on pistachios. Pistachios are one of the most complete and senior-friendly nuts you can eat. They provide muscle-friendly protein, potassium for strength and circulation, and antioxidants for eye and overall health. Plus, they're delicious and easy to enjoy in moderation. Best way to enjoy pistachios. Snack on them between meals. Sprinkle them over yogurt or mix them into a homemade trail mix with dried fruit. Nut 4. Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are less common in everyday snacking, but they deserve a spot in your pantry, especially if muscle, health, and overall vitality are your goals. These large, rich nuts are native to the Amazon rainforest and are known for being one of the best natural sources of selenium, a mineral most people don't get enough of. Why Brazil nuts support muscle health? Selenium plays a surprisingly important role in muscle health. It helps combat oxidative stress, which damages muscle cells and accelerates aging. Seniors, in particular, benefit from selenium because it supports thyroid health, and your thyroid regulates metabolism, energy, and muscle function. Without enough selenium, your body struggles to maintain lean muscle mass. Each Brazil nut contains an incredible amount of selenium, sometimes more than your entire daily requirement in just one nut. That makes them a convenient way to cover this nutritional gap without supplements. Brazil nuts also contain protein, about 4 grams per ounce, healthy fats, and magnesium. Together, these nutrients help keep muscles strong, reduce inflammation, and improve recovery after activity. Extra benefits for seniors. Beyond muscles, selenium is famous for supporting immune function. For seniors, a strong immune system means fewer infections, faster recovery from illness, and overall better resilience. Brazil nuts have also been studied for their potential benefits on brain function and mood, important areas for maintaining independence and quality of life as we age. Caution for seniors. Brazil nuts are incredibly nutrient-dense, which is both their strength and their weakness. Eating too many can lead to selenium toxicity, which may cause symptoms like hair loss, digestive issues, or even nerve problems. The safe approach is to eat just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day. That's all you need to cover your selenium needs. The bottom line on Brazil nuts. Think of Brazil nuts as a nutritious supplement in food form. They're not meant to be eaten by the handful like almonds or pistachios, but a single nut per day can provide a powerful boost to your muscle health, metabolism, and immunity. Best way to enjoy Brazil nuts. Eat 1 or 2 as part of a mixed nut snack, or chop them into small pieces and sprinkle them over oatmeal. Nut pięć. Hazelnuts. Hazelnuts may remind you of chocolate spreads or holiday desserts, but in their natural form, they're one of the healthiest nuts you can add to your diet. Known for their rich, slightly sweet flavor, hazelnuts are packed with nutrients that benefit muscles, the heart, and the brain. Why hazelnuts support muscle health? Hazelnuts aren't as high in protein as almonds or pistachios, but they still provide about 4 grams per ounce. Their real value comes from their healthy fats and antioxidant content. Hazelnuts are especially rich in vitamin E, which, as we discussed earlier, helps protect muscle tissue from oxidative damage. They're also a good source of folate, which supports red blood cell production. Strong circulation ensures that muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they need to perform well and recover after activity. For seniors, this is critical because circulation naturally declines with age. Hazelnuts also contain arginine, an amino acid that helps improve blood flow by supporting nitric oxide production. Better blood flow means better muscle recovery and less soreness after exercise. Extra benefits for seniors. Hazelnuts are particularly supportive of brain health. Studies have linked hazelnut consumption to better memory and mental clarity, thanks to their combination of vitamin E, healthy fats, and antioxidants. They also support bone health with a modest amount of magnesium and calcium. Caution for seniors. Like other nuts, hazelnuts are calorie-dense, so portion control is important. Stick to a handful, about 21 nuts, per serving. And while hazelnut spreads like Nutella may be tempting, those products are usually loaded with sugar and palm oil, which cancel out the benefits. For true health benefits, stick with plain roasted or raw hazelnuts. The bottom line on hazelnuts. Hazelnuts are a tasty, nutrient-rich way to support muscles, circulation, and brain health after 60. They're not as protein-heavy as almonds or pistachios, but their unique mix of antioxidants and circulation-boosting nutrients makes them a valuable part of your nut rotation. Best way to enjoy hazelnuts. Add them to homemade granola, mix them into salads, or enjoy them as a simple roasted snack. Real-life story. How nuts helped John rebuild his strength after 65. Let me tell you about John, a 7-year-old retired school teacher from Ohio. Like many seniors, John found that once he passed his mid-62nd, he wasn't as strong as he used to be. Carrying groceries left him winded. Climbing stairs felt harder, and he noticed his arms and legs were getting thinner. His doctor told him this was sarcopenia, the gradual muscle loss that comes with age. John was worried. He wanted to stay independent, keep gardening, and play with his grandkids, but he didn't know where to start. At first, he thought exercise alone would fix everything, so he joined a local senior fitness class. While that was a good step, he quickly realized his body wasn't recovering well. He often felt sore for days, and his energy just wasn't bouncing back. That's when a friend from his class suggested he look at his diet specifically, the role of protein and healthy fats. John had always been more of a meat and potatoes kind of guy, and nuts weren't something he ate often. But after some encouragement, he started small. He swapped his nightly cookie snack for a handful of almonds and walnuts. He also added a couple of Brazil nuts in the morning, after hearing about their selenium benefits for energy and muscle recovery. Within just a few weeks, John began to notice changes. His energy felt steadier throughout the day, and he no longer needed an afternoon nap. More importantly, his soreness after workouts started to fade faster, allowing him to keep exercising consistently. Over the course of 6 months, John not only regained some of the strength he had lost, but his doctor also noted improvements in his cholesterol levels and overall heart health. John now swears by his nut mix, a small daily bag of almonds, pistachios, walnuts, and a couple of Brazil nuts. He says it's one of the simplest but most powerful changes he's made to his lifestyle. "I never thought something so small could make such a big difference," he laughs. "But I feel like I've gained back years of strength." Practical tips. How to include muscle. Building nuts in your daily diet. Adding the right nuts into your routine doesn't have to be complicated. With a few simple strategies, you can maximize their benefits for muscle strength, energy, and overall health after 60. 1. Watch your portions. Nuts are calorie-dense, so portion control is essential. A general guideline: almonds, pistachios, walnuts, and hazelnuts. About 1 ounce per serving, roughly a small handful. Brazil nuts. Only 1-2 nuts per day, because they are extremely high in selenium. Using a small cup, a scale, or even pre-portioning nuts into snack bags can help you avoid overeating. 2. Timing matters. When it comes to muscle rebuilding, timing can enhance benefits. Post-workout snack. Nuts combined with a piece of fruit or yogurt make a perfect mini meal to help muscles recover. Morning energy boost. Adding a couple of nuts to oatmeal, cereal, or smoothie helps fuel your day. Afternoon snack. Swap cookies or chips for nuts to avoid energy crashes. 3. Combine nuts with protein-rich foods. While nuts provide some protein, pairing them with other sources boosts muscle repair. Mix almonds or walnuts into Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. Top salads with pistachios or hazelnuts, alongside lean meats or beans. Include a Brazil nut or two with your breakfast oatmeal and a protein shake. 4. Choose the right form: raw or dry roasted. Keep added oils and salt minimal. Avoid sugary or heavily processed versions. Nut butters with added sugar, chocolate coatings, or candied nuts reduce health benefits. Nut flours. Almond flour or hazelnut flour can be a great way to add protein to baked goods. 5. Rotate your nuts. Different nuts offer different nutrients. Rotating your choices ensures you get the full spectrum of benefits. Monday, almonds. Tuesday, walnuts. Wednesday, pistachios. Thursday, Brazil nuts. Friday, hazelnuts. This variety helps protect muscles, support heart health, and boost brain function all at once. 6. Incorporate nuts into meals. Nuts aren't just snacks, they can enhance meals. Sprinkle chopped walnuts or pistachios on salads for crunch and protein. Add almonds to stir-fries or roasted vegetables. Mix hazelnuts into oatmeal or smoothie bowls for healthy fats and antioxidants. 7. Stay consistent. The real benefits of nuts come with regular use. Think small daily servings rather than occasional indulgence. Even a few nuts per day, eaten consistently, can help preserve muscle, reduce inflammation, and improve energy over time. 8. Be mindful of allergies. Some seniors develop nut sensitivities later in life. Start with small portions and notice how your body reacts. If you have digestive issues or nut allergies, consult your doctor before making nuts a regular habit. 9. Pair nuts with movement. Nuts provide nutrients for muscles, but don't forget to pair them with strength exercises, walking, or light resistance training. Combining proper nutrition with movement maximizes muscle rebuilding and functional strength. 10. Keep nuts accessible. Store nuts in easy-to-reach containers. Keep a small jar on the counter or pre-portion them into snack bags so healthy choices are convenient and visible. Out of sight often means out of mind and easier to grab unhealthy snacks instead. So, let's recap what we've learned today. Not all nuts are created equal, especially after 60, when every choice counts for your muscles and overall health. On one hand, nuts like cashews, peanuts, macadamias, pine nuts, and pecans may taste great, but they aren't the best allies for building strength. They're often low in protein, high in calories, and sometimes even promote inflammation or interfere with nutrient absorption. On the other hand, the nuts you choose carefully can make a real difference. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, Brazil nuts, and hazelnuts provide protein, healthy fats, minerals, and antioxidants that help rebuild muscle, support your joints, protect your heart, and even boost your brain. With just a small daily handful or a single Brazil nut, you can feed your muscles the nutrients they need, reduce inflammation, and keep your energy steady throughout the day. Remember, consistency is key. It's not about eating a huge pile of nuts all at once. Small, regular portions paired with balanced meals and some gentle exercise will give your muscles the best chance to stay strong and healthy. Even simple swaps like choosing almonds instead of cashews for your afternoon snack can make a noticeable difference over time. The most important takeaway? Make smart nut choices part of your everyday routine. Give your muscles the fuel they deserve, protect your health, and enjoy the taste while you're at it. Your body after 60 can still rebuild, regain strength, and stay energized. You just need the right tools. And these nuts are one of the simplest, tastiest, and most effective tools you can start using today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can keep getting easy, practical tips to stay strong, healthy, and active well into your senior years. And be sure to hit the bell icon so you never miss our updates on foods, exercises, and lifestyle hacks that actually work for people over 60. Here's to making smarter choices, building stronger muscles, and enjoying every day with energy and confidence. Your body and your future self will thank you.